YouTubers, and welcome back to DIY Zim. Right, in this episode we are going to be talking about application of 18650 cells. In the previous video we showed you how to harvest 18650 cells from dead laptop batteries, and in this episode we are going to be talking about application and how I'm going to apply 18650 cells onto my existing power system. Firstly and foremost, we have to understand the specifications of an 18650 cell. Right, this cell here, an 18650 cell, has got a float voltage of 4.2 volts when fully charged and 3 volts when fully depleted. It's a tricky voltage to work with when you're trying to build battery banks. Take for instance when you're trying to build a 12 volt battery bank out of 18650 cells. That means that if you have 3 of these and you connect them in series, the maximum voltage you're going to get is 12.6. And you can't work with 12.6 because 4.2 multiplied by 3 gives you 12.6. If you connect 4 of these in series, you will get 16.8 volts. So you're going to find out that working with a 12 volt system, trying to build a 12 volt battery bank using 18650 cells is going to be pretty difficult for everyone. So what do I recommend? You start off with 24 volt systems. If you connect 6 of these in series, you will get exactly 24 volts. That's also a problem, but the only way for you to go around this is to put another battery in series, so you have got 7 of these in series. In order to preserve the battery life of your cells, let's say you connect 7 of these in series, charging each cell to a maximum of 4 volts, that means you're going to get 28 volts per battery bank. The cutoff voltage of a 24 volt UPS is 21 volts DC. So what does all this mean? It simply means that if you're charging your cells via a solar system, maybe you've got an MPPT or PWM charge controller, the maximum voltage you can set it to charge your batteries is probably 28. So that means that the maximum voltage per cell is going to be 4 volts per cell. But you can bring it down a little bit so as to increase the cycles you can get out of your cells. What am I trying to say? Okay, if you bring it down to 3.95 per cell, that means that your maximum charging voltage will be around 27.5, 27.6. Then each cell charges up to 3.9. And when fully discharged, the battery will go down to 21 volts. So that means it's 3 volts per cell, because 3 multiplied by 7 gives you 21. A 24 volt system is easier to build than a 12 volt system, because a 24 volt system doesn't need a DC to DC converter. Next, I'm going to show you how I built my 24 volt battery pack. My battery pack will charge up to a maximum of 29 volts. It can handle 29 volts, and fully depleted, like I said, it will be 21. So I'm going to show you how I made a 24 volt battery pack. So earlier on in the day, I had glued my cells together like this in batches of 5, 5, 5. So we've got 5 cells in parallel multiplied by 7. So we've got 7 of these so that we can make a 24 volt battery pack. So the type of glue I used is IDS glue, security cable glue. This one here is the type of glue I used. So we're gonna pack these in a series connection. And as you can see, this is the positive end and this is the negative end. Now we just leave it to set, and we'll get back into this video once the glue is set. Alternatively, if your funds permit, you can make cell holders from a 3/4 inch pipe, PVC pipe. After your glue dries up, the next thing you want to do is solder your cells. So this is what a battery brick looks like. And this is a positive terminal, positive, negative, positive, negative, and it comes out to positive. On the other side, it starts off with the negative. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to series this negative onto this positive, and then this negative onto that positive. 7 cells in series will give us 28 volts. You want to make sure that your soldering gun is hot. It's very hot. Try to get it as hot as possible so that the soldering wire will just flow easily. You want to make sure that you don't put your soldering gun for more than 5 seconds on each cell. So that's why you want to make sure that it's very hot. As you can see, it's just a box with a fan. Put it up here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to solder this negative terminal here. So this right here is going to be our battery's negative terminal. The type of wire that I used, I extracted from a dead CPU power supply. So this wire is capable of handling currents of up to 20 amps without any strain. But we're not going to draw more than 10 amps from this battery module. And for connecting the cells to each other, I use this wire. If you go to Nations Hardware or Security Shop, you can ask for 4-core or 6-core cable, but preferably 4-core. So this wire is capable of breaking if any of these cells short circuit, or if anything goes wrong with the battery. This wire will break and then the entire circuit will be broken. So it's actually a safety feature, but at the same time it's capable of carrying high currents. But if there's in the event of a short circuit, it will just break, and then it will save your battery and thereby saving your home from a fire or an explosion. There, a successful battery. We have 29.1 volts. You can use these block connectors, these terminals for your battery. There, we have a successful battery. So in this video we made a 24-volt battery. Most of you are wondering what's the purpose of a 24-volt battery. Well, there's various applications. You can use this battery in your solar system, you can use it in your electric bike or electric vehicles if you have any. 24-volt batteries are easy to make because you just have to put 7 cells in series and you can have any number you want of cells in parallel. I'm going to show you my current power system. Currently, during the whole process of making this video, I wasn't using any utility power. I was drawing power from my backup power system. So this is my current power system with a capacity of about 40 amp hours at 24 volts. So as you can see, I've got 4 battery modules that are currently in service, and below that there is this UPS here. This is a MGE UPS. It's a 24 volt UPS, 600 watts, that I'm currently using as my inverter for my power system, and that's the system I currently have.